So how does inflation, COVID relate to Pokemon cards?
Yeah, that's a good segue there. It's just sports cards in general. If you look at the maybe Pokemon cards sort of led the boom because the millennials who bought them 20 years ago are now of age to have some money, so it's propping up the entire industry. And there's guys like Logan Paul on YouTube and stuff that have sort of driven that. But realistically, take the Michael Jordan rookie card, for example. About 2 years ago, it was selling on average between $30,000 and $40,000 for a perfectly graded Michael Jordan rookie card. And that started to increase very quickly. It was $40,000, and it was 80, then it was 120, then it was 250. I think recently, a few months ago, one sold for $750,000. Right. So what kind of assets go from 40,000 to 750? After being in the $40,000 range for 10 or 15 years, to all of a sudden spike up that quickly to go up 20x in 2 years. There's got to be something behind it. One part of it is interest, but part of it is when there's too much money in the system, and a lot of the money comes from those at the top. It's not really the dollar value that people try buying it for; it's the status, and that it's kind of the valuations have gone haywire, and that sort of idea is it's trickled down into the entire card industry, and so people are buying all sorts of sports cards for overinflated prices, mostly because there's money involved. And I think there will be a correction in the sports card industry in the next few years. But right now, it's kind of like a fun hobby to have. So you can buy these things; they're worth lots of money. There's lots of excitement about it, and potentially if you can get basketball and football cards right now, they're selling for insane amounts of money. It's kind of a good year for people in the sports card industry. Some of the rookie cards, it's a good year for that, so that kind of drives it too. But I think it's just overinflated assets in general. You want to talk about that in that world, the value of the cards that are going to maybe keep their value are the really high-end rare cards. The cards that they're printing, millions or billions of these cards that have temporary values of a couple $100, those will probably crash down very low, just like it did back in the 90s. It's sort of a fun hobby. It's a way to get out of the house right now. You can go stand in Walmart and you meet a lot of people this way. And there's guys making $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 a week doing this, so it's not a kid's game anymore. This is real money, and this is people's full-time jobs that are doing this. So it's as it goes back to the point of there's tons of different things to get interested in. I had sports cards back in the 90s when I was a kid. I met some guy in a mall one day, and he sort of told me the story of why he was doing it and how much money he was making at it, and that's what piqued my interest. So just talking to some dude in Walmart who's standing by the card section, and I'm like, "Oh, you buying Pokemon cards?" He's like, "Well, actually, no, I buy basketball cards, and I buy these things for $40, and I can sell them for $110 on Kijiji." He says, "Tell me more." So that's kind of how I got into it too. It's not necessarily for the money. It's the fun part of it too. And there is the adrenaline rush when you see the card stalker person come by with a big box of cards, and you start doling it out. You're like, "Oh yeah, I just bought $500 worth of cards. And I can sell them for $1,000 or whatever." That's it's a fun thing to do in this world, but there's not that many fun things left to do.
1, 2, 3. So how is success like granola?
It looks like it's a whole bowl of stuff, but really it's all little nuggets put together that you have to take one at a time.
Awesome.